today, ladies and gentlemen, we're starting our final prison. This is number 10. This is my last go in the original Prison Architect. My name is Charlie. If you're new to this channel, welcome. We play a lot of games in this genre here. And today I am presenting you with, it's not really a challenge run, but we are going to have a set of criteria, 5 criteria that we need to meet in order to claim success in this prison, okay? Here's the challenge. Number 1, there must be at least 200 prisoners for each of the primary security sectors in the prison. That's low, medium, and max. 200 for each, low, medium, and max, simultaneously. And at least 100 criminally insane. Now, Supermax, Protective Custody, and Death Row are not considered for the purposes of this condition, although those sectors will be present in the prison to some extent. Okay, so we're going to have all of them, but we're not having numbered requirements for those ones because Supermax, it's not really up to me exactly how many prisoners deserve that. Protective Custody, I don't have any control over who needs that, and Death Row are incredibly hard to bring in any type of volume, so those security sectors do not have a numerical requirement. Number 2, we must have a reoffending rate average of 10% or below. I think we can hit this. With this many prisoners in here, if we do reform really well, I think we can hit that, especially if we do punishment really well and reform in the combination of those two things, and those are kind of opposing forces. But if we do those things correctly, I think we can hit under 10% pretty well. Number 3, we must have over 200,000 in the bank with no debt and 100% equity. I don't see this being too much of a problem, but we need to make sure we at least have money on hand and we have all these conditions configured in a way that allows us to be profitable for an extended period of time. That's why that condition exists. So we can't be at a massive deficit while also having all the other conditions good. Number 4, all primary grading categories: punishment, reform, security, and health. They must be in the middle of their scales or higher. So, for example, punishment and reform, which are in many ways opposing forces, like I said before, need to be at least 5. Security and health must be 0 or a positive number. So we can't neglect any of these things for the sake of others. We have to have a good balance. Basically, the purpose of this challenge is to really show you what's the way to build a functional, successful prison when you actually care about stability and not just the creative nature of building something that looks cool. It has to function really well as well. And then finally, number 5, our prison valuation must exceed $2 million. This is in there so that I can't produce these results without having a substantially large facility, right? Because the larger you make the facility, the more difficult it is to manage. So I don't want to have any condition where I can just jam a whole bunch of people in there, somehow come up with these requirements and not have a substantially large facility. So we need our prison valuation to at least exceed $2 million. Now, in addition to these conditions, we also cannot claim victory while the danger level in the prison is above the rating of low, or while staff morale is below 100%. Okay? So it has to not be a very dangerous condition or situation, and our staff morale must be maxed out. All existing DLC and features will be turned on with the exception of zombies, because no, not doing that. And all the silly stuff that are normally accompanied that are similar to zombies, right? We're not doing a lot of the really silly stuff that's kind of fun, but it doesn't really aid to the realism of making a prison and managing it, okay? We're not going to use any gimmicks. We're not going to use any exploits, okay? I'm aware of all of them. You don't have to tell me. I know I could do this, but if I consider it to be a gimmick or an exploit, I'm not going to do it. Overall, okay, we're not going to do anything that's unrealistic metagaming, is essentially what I'm getting at here. No metagaming permitted. And because they're not really difficult, they're just annoying. They're really easy to manage, and they're just repetitively annoying. We are going to be turning random events off for this playthrough. We have done random events for like 7 out of the 9 previous playthroughs. I mean, they've been active pretty much every single time. They are always consistently annoying, but not difficult. All right, so here are our base settings that we have going on, as well as our DLC settings for this prison. Our world size is going to be large, of course. We're going to start with the basic default $30,000 worth of funds and a default plot type. We're going to put weather and intensity at medium, and we're going to start in spring. Now, gangs, I have only ever played with the legacy system, and from what I can tell online, low is basically the legacy system. I'm going to keep that with low and have dynamic reputations be disabled for this. We have Fog of War, failure conditions on, as well as we're going to just generate forests in our starting plot. We're also going to turn on temperature, staff needs, and escape plans, giving them more options and more ways of escaping or trying to escape. Remember, random events are turned off for this. For the DLC, we have Perfect Storm. That's our intensity. Rat infestation set to low. We're going to do Psych Ward on, cleared for transfer on. We have Prisoner Aging on. And again, gangs are set to low. I could change this to legacy, and that's be the same way, but I really don't know exactly how this system works. I haven't used it before, so we're just going to leave it at low for now, and I think that's probably going to be fine for this. It doesn't matter to me. Now, over here, we're doing male prison. We have our uniform pickers and stuff, and that's probably fine. We can change different uniforms if we want to. I'm going to leave them as default. The warden we're going to choose for this one is Dylan Cook. Haven't used any of the newer wardens here. And so this gentleman will smooth talk anyone. He will manage to get the best prices for your prison. You better believe he uses coupons at the supermarket. So it's a little bit deceptive on that description. Essentially, he's only targeting two things. Food costs have their costs lowered by 25%. So food just gets a little bit cheaper. And programs that require external teachers being brought in will also cost 20% less. That's all Dylan does, okay? It's not that big of a change, but it may help us maintaining a little bit of money. So certain types of reform programs, as well as all the food in the prison, are going to be cheaper. And that might mean I can more easily afford high-quality, high-frequency meals, essentially. And then for guard dogs, I'm actually going to go all dogs. Choosing this option will enable all the dogs available and randomize each hire. So every time we hire a dog, they're going to come in as a different one. Some of these have specific traits. Some of them just have descriptions. But other ones, like, say, Subwoofer here, for example, he's faster and he sees better than a normal dog, but he's not as durable, right? Bite has the latest detection technology, although it's weaker than other dogs. Its keen senses make up for it. So there's like some of these dogs have some traits. I don't know which one would be the best one to choose, but I'm going to go ahead and choose all dogs for this. Okay? So there we go. That's our settings for this final prison. All right, so let's start out this prison with a little bit of planning. So I've got some fence line and stuff that I just started to draw out just to kind of get a feel for where I want things. And this kind of goes to the midpoint of the map on this side and this side. So to get the midpoint in the actual center, and you're not going to get it exact because this is not a perfect square, all right? And it has a lot to do with the fact that the road is indented into, and you're not working with that. So it's not the exact center of the map, but it'll be fine. So we're going to come down here from this side of the map, from this side of the fence line all the way down here, and that should give us 158, right? Yeah, 158. It's very small. It's in 4K, I'm sorry. Very, very small text there, but it does say 158 right here by that tree. And the other thing about this is that it always shows the figure in the center of this line that you're drawing. So you know exactly where the center is just by looking at the text. But mathematically, that's 79 as well. So we can also go over here, and it should be about right here is where it is. It says 79 up there by the dollar amount right here. So you'll see 79 right there. So that means that that spot right there is the center point of our entire map. All right, is what we're going to go with anyway. I mean, I indented in for what we're going to use. Okay, so around this is kind of where I want my yard. And it's going to be a rather large yard because it will be segregated in that the different security sectors are going to be using the yard maybe simultaneously, but they're not going to be interacting with each other. All security sectors will be completely segregated when it comes to their free time. Okay, so from here, I have a fence. What I'd like to do on the planning here is get another fence. And for that, we're going to go in I think about 10 levels in is what we're going to want. So let's go 11 just to be safe. So from this, we're going to go to 11 out. And what we're doing here is preventing people from throwing things over the walls. If you're not familiar with Prison Architect, essentially relatives that they have, friends that they have on the outside will throw things into the prison over the fence so they can get contraband that way. And by eliminating this, we can go about 11 tiles in on this side. And then I'm going to create an extra walkway just to be safe. We're going to prevent them from being able to throw things in on the fence by getting another fence here, kind of creating a little bit of an air gap there that way. All right, so next, let's take a look at the yard that's going to be in the center of this prison. We're not going to do it necessarily right in the center, like align it with everything, because remember, it's not a perfect square, and I don't really necessarily care about perfect symmetry. I just wanted a reference point. 1, 2, 3, wall, all the way down like this, and then 1, 2, 3, wall. So it'll be right there. Okay, this gives us an interior walkway, or like a building, a roofed, sheltered walkway all the way around this yard. And then the inside of this is our yard. So we can delete our center point now. I just wanted that to be there. So this yard is going to get segregated, right? We're going to have lots of fences and stuff that kind of separate everything in here. But the thing I like about this is I can have every security sector join the yard, maybe in the 4 corners, if you will. And I can have security forces like armed guards or snipers or something situated in the center, and then they can overlook the whole thing. Every security level can have it be overlooked. The other thing I like about this, though, is that I'm going to be able to have free time slots for multiple security sectors that don't interact with each other, and they'll be able to have their free time in the yard at the same time and not engage with each other, which I think is probably going to be a pretty good thing. All right, so the next up on the list is going to be our canteen area, and I want one that's big enough to where I could potentially separate it into 2 separate canteens, but I don't know if I'm going to need to do that just yet. And obviously, all of our plans are far bigger than we're going to be able to accomplish in the beginning of the game because of budgetary constraints. But we're going to go through, let's say, the walls on the plans. Let's go in line with this, and we'll say that it goes out, how about 33? Okay, so it goes about this far, all the way down, and in line with this one as well, and it goes to about here. Let's say that's 30, should be 33, yes. So this will be our canteen, all right? And then for objects, I already know the dimensions of this and how I'm going to fit my tables and stuff in there. So I need a 24 by 44 area here. And I'm just going to see how far away from the wall we're going to place that. 24 by 44 is getting me right here. The last thing I want to plan out, and then I think we'll get started, is where the cells will go eventually. So what I'm thinking of, the general design philosophy for the prison, is that we're going to have cells. I know it's generally a bad practice to do this, but we're going to give it a shot for, at least initially. We're going to have cells around the outside like this in kind of like a C shape, all right? So we're going to be making a C around this part. And then we have exterior places around here for our solar and wind energy and forestry and things like that. In general, though, what I'm doing is I'm positioning any room or zone that needs to interact with deliveries or export, like import export. Anything that needs to interact with that stuff is going to be situated near the road. From the fence line, how about we go, we need a gap for solar panels and stuff, right? So I would like to, I'm not entirely sure what the dimensions of that stuff is, and I don't honestly think they're going to allow me to see it either. Like if I haven't unlocked it, I can't click it, so I won't be able to see any of that stuff anyway. So we'll just guess. Let's say, I don't know, 16? 16. Let's do 16 from that. So we'll bring that all the way down like there, all the way up like this. And then let's say we need a gap in here too. Let's leave like a 5 tile gap from the fence line. Maybe 6. Nah, 5 is fine. Yeah, we'll just leave a 5 tile gap. And then this will come all the way over like so, okay? That's just the planning line thing, but like in general, that's going to give us, see how that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it'd be here, right? Is that right? 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we'll just do like a 5 tiles like that, all the way out like this. So again, just planning lines. We can change them, but I'm trying to space them out appropriately. Like there, we're gonna have a set of exterior cells, like I said. So that's going to be kind of like this. We're going to do 2 by 3s on all of them. So let's just kind of bring that over about like there. And so in another effort also to keep them kind of separated and try to create some space between inmates, I'm actually going to go ahead and every 5 cells, I'm going to open up the place to be a walkway. Every 5 cells. So it'll kind of look a little bit like this, right? So we'll go through here. That's 1 cell. Let's go down. That's 2 cells, 3 cells, 4 cells, 5 cells. Let's open up the walkways like this, and then we'll get rid of 1 row, and then the wall goes up like that, and then we'll have another. Actually, you know what? I think the outside. There's no reason to put a walkway here, I don't think. Yeah, I think the outside can just be solid. Okay, so I think we're probably ready to start building things, probably. And we're not going to have a lot of money to do any of this stuff. I think maybe we'll do brick buildings in the center and then concrete on the outside. Maybe. I think we'll figure that out. So if I take brick building, let's go and make maybe just this much. 1385. Let's go like this. 1385. We'll build that for now. Okay, and then we're also going to go in and make sure that we have our standard jail doors on that. That's fine. I probably could have done a little door, but for now, this is like our introduction prison, right? Our starting prison. And then let's get ourselves maybe, I don't know, 15 or so cells available. So we're going to need, this will be fine, I think, to start things off with. Maybe we can go out this far. I think so. 6920 right here for this expense. Okay. And then we just need a door that allows people in on this side. We'll put a little jail door there. Okay. So with all of these foundations and these 2 buildings starting in construction, we only have 2265 left. So we're going to resort to getting grants, right? The grant system, if you haven't seen the game before, the grant system kind of carries you through being able to finance certain parts of your prison as you expand. But you got to be careful which ones you choose, because you need to complete them in order to open up the possibility of taking a new one. You're limited on how many grants you can have at one time, right? So in this case, we can't accept any more than 2 grants at a time. So we're going to start with Basic Detention Center and Administration Center, since those things are definitely things that we want to do first anyway. And so that's going to give us up to 27,000 now we have a total of. And so there's an advance on the grant. If you haven't seen the game before, there's an advance on the grant, and then there's an extra payment on completion. It is like that for most grants, but not all grants. You know, we'll work on the grant stuff first. That's the thing. You don't want to start everything all at once. You want to work on the grant stuff first. So the grant stuff has requirements, and that stuff is over here on the left side. So we need a holding cell, a shower, yard, kitchen, etc., etc. So I need to let them get on with this, but it would probably be faster if we had more workmen. So how about we grab a bunch of workmen? And now I've done this in many previous prisons, and I always get the question as to why I'm doing it. So I'm going to make the statement now, and I may make the statement periodically throughout the future. I like to hire. It's just a gameplay element. It's just maybe it's part of the difficulty, whatever. You can interpret it however you want. I like to hire my staff at the road. In my view, I hire staff at the road, and then they go where I need them because they enter my prison from the road. All right, we're just going to have the offices kind of located in the center like this. So it'll be a nice little square area. There'll be walkways on both sides, and staff can move through here and get into the other sections and stuff from there. All right, it's nighttime. I kind of let them build some stuff, and they're working on the exterior fence and stuff right now, too, kind of going around there. While it's nighttime, though, we should get some of our rooms and stuff going. So we're going to make this. These are offices. We also want walls to separate this area like that. So we're going to do that, too. All right, they've gone and done that. And now I also need to get my warden. So here's Dylan Cook. Cost $1,000. Cost $200 a day. And we cannot hire the warden because it exceeds our daily budget. We're not allowed to go over our daily budget yet. So in order to fix that, we're going to need to fire some people indeed. So let's sack a couple of these guys here until our budget is much more easy to handle that. So we have 405 now. That's good. We go ahead and place the warden in the prison. And there we go. Okay, so the warden is here. Now, we don't have any power or anything like that, so we still need to work on those things. So I think first we'll go to utilities. Let's go to a power station. And I don't know exactly where we should put this right now. In general, I kind of like my utilities to be indoors. I think it just looks better to have them indoors. So a little bit bigger utility room. We'll let them get on that. And then we'll start routing some of our power lines and everything. So the power station, which we don't have to pay for, would go I guess in this case, it would go here. It's a little bit bigger than it needed to be, I suppose, but that's okay. So we'll place it right there once they construct the concrete floor. And then we can place the water kind of next to it over here, and then that's it. From that point on, though, we're going to be expanding power with green energy because it's so good. It's way better than everything else. Especially when you can start selling that power, it's really nice. Now, I've also laid in where the canteen's going to be, and the showers right here, and the kitchen right here, and reception right here. So like, just these are temporary things. We're not actually going to have them be here on a permanent basis. It's just where they are for now. Also the doors, let's make this a staff door to enter in right there for now. All right, so the utility room will be right there. And then objects, we're going to want to go, utilities, power station. Let's put that right over here like that. Yeah, there we go. And then we also have a weather machine. Water, they have different tabs for that stuff now. Nice. I'll put the water machine over there. Let's just put this as a holding cell for now. We don't really need the holding cell, but we're going to do it just for the grant. So we'll require a table for that. Might as well put it in a place where it'll remain. And obviously we'll need a bed in this cell as well, so we'll go do that. Now, if you've ever seen one of my prisons, you know that I have a little ridiculous thing I like to do. And there are a few people who are fans of this. The threes. We're going to do a toilet, shower, and drain all on the same tile. Okay. And then we'll bring this up, and then this will end up coming over, but we don't need it everywhere. So I think we'll just do these walls for now. All right, let's complete the rooms. We just need a bench in here, so we're going to place one right there, and that will complete the holding cell room. And we already have the kitchen yard, all that stuff. Everything is done, so now we just need to hire 2 guards and 2 cooks to complete that. We've also unlocked finance already, so we'll now go ahead and get our accountant. I'll just hire her over here, and it exceeds the daily budget. Ironic, since if I had her, I would be allowed to do that. So we'll sack this guy, and then we'll go ahead and grab the accountant. There she is. Okay. So we get our extra grant payment, and we're up to 10 grand now, which is perfect. And then once they build the bench right there, we'll be able to get 2 guards, 2 cooks, and that'll satisfy that requirement too. So we'll go 2 cooks, 1, 2, and then 2 guards, 1, 2. And then as soon as we get the the bench put in, we can fire them. We don't need them right now. So I can go in now to, let's just go here. We can go to our jobs, staff. There it is. Fire the guards, fire the cooks. We don't need them yet. And everything is good. So we have $20,000, and we have the ability to accept 2 additional grants. So I'm going to go for now, because it gives me $20,000. We're going to go cell block A. And then the next one, maintenance. Like, what's the easiest one to complete before we get prisoners is really what I'm looking for here. And positive energy. Yeah, gang members. No, we don't have any of that. We don't need staff protection as paramount. This is new. I don't remember this star here. Staff protection is paramount when dealing with organized gangs. We need to make sure our staff are trained to the highest level for their safety. Yeah, like staff being able to gain levels and experience and move up in ranks and stuff. That stuff wasn't there the last time I played the game. So that's a pretty interesting thing too. We're going to take a look at. I think we'll go with maintenance first because that gives us some stuff and it's pretty easy to do. All right, so I got the UI kind of cleaned up over here. The letter from the CEO and all that stuff is gone. So let's talk about some of our other tasks here, right? We're not really ready to bring in prisoners yet. We're at 48K. And, you know, after installing a giant perimeter fence. So I now have this perimeter fence all the way done, all the way around where it was going to be originally. All that stuff is there, except for the front. All right, so it's a big, wide, gaping hole here, and that's not a huge deal. We want exports to be in here as well. So I think for now, I'm just gonna put a quick exports zone there, and then they can also now sell a lot of the wood and stuff that they've cut down for a lot of these trees. They're gonna be able to sell that stuff, export that stuff. All right, so the next thing we want to do is start working on these ones and raising our prisoner capacity to 15. Got a big storm in here. Okay, so they are nearly done with all the walls and stuff, and I'll just copy this entire setup and paste it in there when it's done. So we'll just go over here to the custom like this. We can clone the entire thing, even with the doors. Just clone all of it. I got it paused really quick because the CEO is talking to me. And we'll go about like that. Yeah, I think that's pretty much exactly where we want to be. Pop that there. We can flip it around and hit F to flip everything over. And hopefully that takes care of it. But we won't be able to because it's already got that one cell done. Yes. What's up, CEO? The weather has become more erratic in recent years. We were lucky this time around, but the prison should be prepared for every eventuality. Some grants are offered to local businesses after adverse weather. I trust you will take advantage of them as when they are available. Also, the storms are playing havoc. The local power grid, the installation of backup generators are a good fail-safe. We must try to keep power running in the prison, even in emergency situations. That's actually a good point because I have not really experienced weather in the game taking out my power grid before. So that's pretty interesting. Yeah, so I guess this weather really kicked my ass so far. This is good introduction to it though. So I want to have my own power sources. I want to have lightning rods and stuff to protect against that kind of stuff. And you know, and then obviously the grants that are available for that too. Cell block A, prison maintenance. And I'm wondering if there are any shown to me like right here. Emergency protocols maybe. Must guarantee the safety of those within your care. So activate the stay indoors order. Yep. Okay, that's a pretty easy thing. It just has to be on any calamity basically. I can do this in any calamity. Okay, so power's back on, and while they're building all this stuff, we should be doing other research as well, stuff as well. So we have maintenance and cleaning bureaucracy we have to unlock. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit maintenance. And once maintenance is done, we can then hit cleaning for another $2,000. We're at 45,000 in cash. Feeling pretty good about that. And I think maybe we need to expand our power capacity just a little bit more. So I'm going to pop another couple of capacitors here. And then I think let's go ahead and start looking at the rooms that we don't need anymore. So we don't need the shower anymore either. Let's go ahead and do that. We can also move the shower head up into here, I guess. Just reuse them. It kind of a little bit defeats the purpose of my copy tool if I do that. So I think maybe we'll just do them somewhere else. We'll just leave them for now, I guess. Yeah, let's just leave them for now. And also they removed the wall here, didn't they? So let's go ahead and make sure that wall gets put back in. There we go. Okay, and all these walls and stuff are done. So real quick, go back into the clone tool. Here we are, and let's make sure that we get all of these things in the way they're supposed to be. So we want to flip this over, hit F to clone, to mirror it, sorry, and then just go ahead and mark those in exactly where they're supposed to be. And then the final thing we want to do, I guess, is to add another door. Yeah, we need another door in here, so we'll put one right there. And that will get us the 15 cells that we need, as long as I've got this marked as well. Yeah, that'll get us the 15 cells that we need to satisfy that grant for cell block A. And then we'll work on these things, which is these are very easy things to do. You just need to unlock them in the bureaucracy, and then we'll grab the foreman, a couple of janitors, and a gardener. No big deal. Hi, foreman. Even though I haven't hired you yet. Congratulations on handling this calamity. Due to how well you handled the situation, you will not be charged for the associated coverage plan for the next 15 days. Yeah, so there's a calamity coverage. There's like insurance. I'm not going to bother with that right now. Oh, here we go. What is it now? What's happening? Looks like the prison has some substance issues. Oh, good. Be sure to place some rebar or reinforcement on your structures to keep them from falling, or hire repairmen. Okay, where are these issues? Where are these issues at? Okay, so I found it. It's right here in this little area here, and you need repairmen to actually fix this. Your regular workmen don't do it. Since I don't have repairmen on hand or anything, I'm gonna go ahead and hire them. That's $300 to have them come over here. Super lame. And they'll go ahead and fix. I'm hoping if there's anything else in here, they'll fix that too. But you need rebar reinforcement on your exterior walls, I guess, and I don't have that. So, okay, that research is done. Let's go over and grab cleaning now too. And we actually need the foreman in order to do that, because each of these people have their own thing that they're researching, right? So the warden needs to research something. We'll have him do security, and then finance. You can go ahead and grab extra grant, And then the maintenance guy, we need that. So we're gonna grab the foreman. There you go. You can choose yourself an office, and then you will be now researching cleaning from your office. Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Repairman. You're so not worth it. Okay, so next grant, right? Let's take a look. We probably want... we have a subsistence grant here. Hire a repairman to fix the damaged fences. I already did this. And it'll just give it to me now. Great. Okay. So next thing is that's good. We should take some more taxpayer money here, right? And get another government grant to, you know, maybe. I mean, build a yard and add a weight bench is real easy, right? Positive energy. That's super easy. All we just need to do is add a weight bench to this. I mean, right? That's it. So we'll add, how about we add 3? If you're just going to pay me for those 3, we'll just do that. Yeah. And then we also have the cleaning thing that's happening. We need to hire 2 janitors and hire a gardener. So we can't do that just yet though, right? Right. We can't do that just yet. We need the cleaning done and then also groundskeeping done too. So we'll have to wait. What else can we do? In the meantime, let's take and go. Inmate health is pretty expensive too. You know what? We could go with Green Machine and start our green energy adventures. I could deal with that instead. So for that, we want to purchase and install a solar panel, and then also a wind turbine, and then also a solar wind hybrid. Solar panel is $2,000. Very expensive, but we're getting paid for it, right? So we'll start this maybe over here. So we'll go that way. So in order to get the wind turbine, we need to get green energy goal 1, and then to get the hybrid, we need green energy goal 2. Okay, so come over here. We're gonna go to our grants. We'll go to green energy goals. And you can see that to get green energy goal 1, we require 3 solar panels. Energy goal 2 requires 3 wind turbines. So what we actually should do is go something like this. If we get those 3 installed, then this will unlock. There we go. And then we can start working on some of these. So I'm thinking maybe we go 1. I mean, you would want these staggered. And you certainly wouldn't want them this close together anyway, but it's fine, I guess. 2, 3. Put those 3 back there like that. That's okay. There we go. And now we need one of these hybrids. So we'll do the hybrid, I think. Maybe in front of it. Maybe something like this. 1 and a 2. This is very expensive. We probably should not expend on this already, but the idea, of course, again, is that we're going to export this power, right? So we're going to want to get a transformer as well. We'll put this on the outside of these offices here. And then this is also how we feed green energy into our grid as well. So we're probably going to go, I think maybe right here on the end of this, right where this wall is going to end up being eventually. And it says, you can see at the top there, it says all green energy sources need to be connected to a transformer. And that's exactly what we're doing with the transformer here. And then if we want to export power, we would then take the wiring and we would go into the export meter here. And I think I'll probably have this be maybe situated behind, I guess, probably behind, like right over here. The export meter could be there, I guess. I'm not sure if that's where I should put that or not, but I can always move it. Okay, so we have all of our green energy sources up here. We're just gonna get it right into that right away. All of our cables need to be routed out this way so that they are all connected. We want all of these green sources, all of these energy sources to be connected. And that's what we're gonna do right here. So we'll just connect them all like that. I know it doesn't have to go around like that, but I did it anyway. And then on this side, we're gonna have this come straight across and then come down here. Now what we'll do is we can, I don't see any reason why not anyway. We can go ahead and disconnect this regular power station, which we're paying for, you know, from the grid and all that. We could disconnect that and then have this be essentially the power that we run. Why can't I do that? Oh, right. Capacitors are a thing. Yeah. Yeah, tell you what, we can go like this. So we'll connect that up, and then this will then feed all this as power, and we'll have green power instead. That sounds neat. All right, so with this almost completed now, they'll go ahead and wire this in. We're going to take this export meter, and we're going to connect it to the transformer. Next thing to set up, we have cleaning done. That's nice. We're going to get groundskeeping. That's needed. And then security's done, and finance just gave us the extra grant, which is really great. We'll go ahead and get tax relief right now. And then security, you can work on deployment as soon as I have hired you. So we'll get our chief to be hired over here. He'll get himself an office, and then he can start working on that. In the meantime, the warden can work on, I think, prison policy and maintenance. You're working on groundskeeping anyway. That's pretty good. Okay, we got all those things done, and then we should be exporting power now. I thought I did the connection thing. So you connected to the transformer, or at least I thought. And then the transformer is what's exporting power. So now we have power production of 275, and we have excess of 275. And that has everything to do with the fact that it's getting to be nighttime now. And so as the sun goes down, our solar panels become a lot less effective. And by that, I mean zero. When the sun is completely gone, they're zero. But the wind turbines will still work pretty well. They're kind of degraded. There's not a whole lot of wind. It's a very clear day. And then the hybrids are always kind of locked into this, sort of always working at least a little bit for something. Okay, so with that, we want to make sure exports are working, and then I want to invest more in this. But so far, I'm not seeing any exports. Maybe it needs a day, or maybe I've missed something with that. I'll have to take a look at that. I don't think I missed anything though. You have capacitors. Oh, maybe I need the. Oh, you know what? I bet you need a battery. Batteries are needed to export power, of course. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 batteries on this. And basically how it works is you export the power that you have spare built up in the batteries. So without the batteries, you can't export power. Just forgot about those. Inmate health and well-being, and maybe use only green power sources to power your prison instead of power stations for 5 days. That's pretty good. We just want to stop our exports if we do that. Or the staff well-being initiative, I think, is much more better to do. So we'll do that instead. So we're going to need to work on staff needs, making sure that they are happy. Okay, so a lot of things to do over on this side now, yeah? Before we even have any prisoners. We still don't have any prisoners here. I'm going to get a couple of janitors. Let's get a couple of those. And what was the other thing I need to get? Gardeners. So let's get a gardener if I'm able to, which I'm currently not able to just yet. How long? Groundskeeping is done in 2 hours. Now, it says the danger was up. Staff morale is low. That's it. So we don't have access. We don't know anything about staff morale right now because we haven't had access to it. But to get the staff well-being initiative, that's the thing we should be working on now. So I think what we'll do is we need to come up with a place for that. So I'm thinking this is going to be a shop here and probably a shop down here. We're going to have the kitchen be here, and then workshop, forestry within this, and so staff rooms, staff needs and stuff. I'm not sure. We know that the 6 offices will eventually be here. And we can actually go in and tell them to build that now, I guess. So we'll go ahead and do that. Like so. And in fact, this whole area is going to be indoors. So why don't we just go ahead and lock that whole area indoors for now? That's good. And then we can add on to that. Maybe we'll put, some storage in this little area here. And then I think if the kitchen's here, we're going to want storage and stuff in this area here. I think maybe we'll go ahead and do something like this for now. This seems fine. We'll pop it in right here. And then as soon as they're done building this, we'll get them the amenities and stuff that they require. The kitchen will be right here, and all the food and stuff's going to be coming in on this side. So we're starting to get financial compensation for our power. We're starting to export power. And that's great because we're going to start getting our grants right over here, these green energy goals. We'll start hitting these goals earlier. That opens up a lot of opportunities for us there too. So the power export cap will increase once we get to 1,000 units of power exported, and then we start to increase it some more, and then we can increase it some more, and then we start unlocking really cool perks like the percentile bonus to reformation rates for completing the program for solar development program, right? So now we have a better chance at reform when they work on solar panels and learn how to work on solar panels, right? And then all of a sudden, we start to get other things like the negative effects of weather are halved. So it just makes our existing stuff a lot better. And then we, of course, start to output double the power from everything on goal 9. So everything there is really great. And so if we want to just be a solar exporter, which is what we are now, I'm not really connected to the grid anywhere here. This line is up, but I'm not connecting it anything. So all of our green energy is going immediately to exports right now, not to the prison. And I'm completely fine with that until we get that to be bigger. We're going to want to have this wall be a brick wall. Thank you very much. Same thing with this one here. Here we go. And then also the power needs to be brought down here too. So we'll have the power go right down this wall. Go across like that. And then we want this to have a door as well. So I think a staff door maybe on this side like that. Maybe another one on this side like this. Seems good, man. We'll have another door. Yeah, let's put it on this side instead. Let's put it over here. Yeah. And then another door here and another door here. So they're just allowing staff to move through here pretty easily that way. And then the brick walls will be there. They're already on that side. And another door down in here. All right, and so all of this stuff is happening before we even have any prisoners, which is great. The janitors are going to clean the place up. Looks pretty good. We're going to want to extend the canteen just a little bit more. I'm going to do that thing that everybody does. I feel like everybody does this. They just search for the right room. Click like the wrong room like 2 or 3 times before they finally get the right one. I can't be the only one that does that. I refuse to believe I'm the only one that does that. Because it makes me feel better to refuse to believe it. So we're going to have a serving table in here for staff. That's always a requirement. I'll put it all in the corner, I think. Maybe a little space so we can put like a plant or something in there, yeah. Definitely got to do that. And then we want to have certain things for the staff. Things that are nice for the staff. A coat rack right there would probably be pretty good. Let staff play pool if they want to. Maybe we actually do it maybe over here. Give them a pool table in here too. Why not? And then they just love to have like places to sit, of course, as well. They also need their own bathrooms, which I had originally forgotten about, but we don't need to worry about it because I got it. We're on the case. So we're gonna have bathrooms over here on the side like this. Okay, it's a real easy little, kind of sticks out right there. We'll put bathrooms over here. And then our doors for that area, we'll just put additional staff doors fine on that side like that. Very good. And then finally, we need places for them to eat their food. Now, you don't need tables and stuff for staff. They will just eat in a chair. But I don't like doing that. I like to give them a place to actually sit and eat. So we're going to give them little benches here like this. The staff can come in and eat their food in like a little cafeteria sort of thing. And then you need some comfort stuff as well, too. So I think maybe we'll place this... I don't know, over by the pool table. I'm not sure why people would want to play pool in this pool table if it's crowded like that. But we'll put a little sofa right there, I guess, and then maybe like a little one there next to the bathrooms is fine. Maybe we'll take out that table and chair. We'll just have those, and then instead we can put the sofas perhaps like this, and then they can sort of... That's pretty tight, isn't it? Maybe we'll just do 3. 3 is good, and then we'll center that one. Yeah. Gotta leave enough room for that pool table. All the sticks are gonna hit somebody, you know? The final thing you need in this room, I think, is a drinks machine. I believe. So we'll put a drink machine. We'll put that maybe right next to the... Yeah, right next to that is fine. And I don't think anything else is necessary. Wide sofa, that's taken care of. Drinks machine is there. Yeah, that's gonna be fine. So everything's in this room to make it happen now. So that will be the adequate staff room, and then we need at least 5 guards without duties, which none of them should have duties because, well, we don't have any guards anyway. We don't have any need for guards anyway. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I did it, didn't I? Sure did. Okay, we'll have to... I'm gonna make this... We're gonna make this right, guys. Don't worry. There we go. We're gonna make it right. And then for the brick walls, we'll just make sure there's some separators there. There we go. All good. Now they can poop in peace. I'm not going to give them doors or anything. They don't deserve those. I could probably do that, though, yeah. Yeah, I could probably do that. We can give them doors. Yeah. I'm just going to give them an extra protruded wall. That's sufficient. It makes it a lot easier on me. We'll do it like that. And then finally we go back to water, and let's get the pipes going. And bringing water out this way, it's going to be a little bit of a trek, but we're going to do it just all the way out to there. I guess we'll pop it into this office like that. And then this will come out and just kind of do that. Okay. There we go. Now we have the deployment screen available to us now, so we can now do a staff only room. So this is staff only, this is staff only. It's labeled as insecure, but I'm just going to give it a really good talking to, and it'll get the confidence it needs. All right, while they're building that, the last thing I need to do for the prison maintenance is just simply hire a gardener. So, okay, take the staff, hire a gardener, done, grant money, mine. We also need to have 5 guards without duties, and that will satisfy the staff well-being initiative. So we'll go with guards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They don't have duties. Fantastic. And then we will come over here really quick because I don't need to pay them. I don't want to pay them. Staff, and we will fire the guards. They don't need to be here. We'll leave these guys on duty. Maybe we'll take away one of these janitors. And I think we're not building quite as fast now, so we'll also get rid of a couple of the workmen. We're still at $50 down per day, so let's sack another one just to make sure that we are cash flow positive there. Okay, cool. How are we doing on our exports? Very nice. 340. I think we should probably expand just a little bit. I am going to move this stuff. I'm pretty confident I'm putting it back in here. So I'm not going to really do too awful much in here, but I think just getting 3 more solar panels put in will be enough. I think that's a good enough start for that. Okay, we're going to add just a few more tables in here too, because I can, just to make this look right. There we go. And then the benches. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Okay, and then the last thing also, I guess, is I want to have one more serving table. And I forgot where the stuff was. I think it was actually going to be kind of facing this direction. But for now, we'll just leave that because there's only reason to have one. Yeah, I don't think there's any reason to have more than one right now. There's the solar setup. Beautiful. And now we should start seeing power accumulation go a little bit faster. There you go. We need to go to $1,000 a day, basically. And we're going to watch the batteries fill up too. So if the batteries are filling and there we go. Yep. So once we get to 1,000, we're going to be capped on our exports, and we can hold a lot more than 1,000. So that's what we want to see. And then once we have that, then we'll go ahead and switch this into the power for the rest of the prison. And then pretty much like this sector right here will be, green powered only. And then as we expand to new places, we'll have this power station kind of power the new places that we're expanding to as we do. All right, so we've got the extra offices and stuff up here now. So let's head over to bureaucracy really quick. I want to get psychology going in the security area. I would like to get what's staff vetting? Reduces the likelihood of new guards being corrupted. Unlocks guard investigation, allowing you to sniff out crooked guards. Yeah, let's do that. I didn't know that was going to be a thing. Like I said, there's a lot of stuff they added in this last major update that I have not experienced yet, so this will be fun. Let's do prison labor as well, and then for our finance person, once she's done with tax relief, we'll probably have her hit the offshore tax haven right away. Probably. As for the warden, though, let's have you unlock health after psychology. So the idea is we want to know what our staff, what our staff morale is. And we can't do that without having a psychologist. We want to be able to do that. We also want to be able to see sort of how our prisoners are as well. So we're going to have 500 there on the meter. It looks like that's all we're going to be able to have. Looks like. Yeah, we're capped. Are we capped at that? I thought we were capped at 1,000, but I guess not. We can get another grant here too. Let's talk about short-term investment at first, and then probably cell block B. Or we could do security procedure certification as well. That one's pretty easy to do. we'll do that one too. That one's pretty easy to do. But what I wanted to see was the on the grant screen over here, green energy goals. Yeah, export. Oh, reward is the power cap is increased to 1,000 units. Okay, so we haven't gotten that yet. So we're only at 500. Okay, that's fair. All right, so I extended the planning lines out for the cells to kind of just lay out more of where these cells are going to be eventually. And there's a couple of rooms we want to put in place now. We need to get a common room put in so prisoners have a place to, you know, hang out and do things. I also want to get hospital and stuff set up too. So we have 47,000. That's more than we even started with. So we have plenty to add more foundation and everything. And so I think brick buildings in the center is kind of what I was thinking of. Brick here, and then concrete where prisoners stay and where they sleep and everything. So this area here, we talked about this, was going to be a shop. I think the whole thing doesn't need to be a shop. I think we could get away with maybe just a smaller section of this being a shop. So maybe like here could be the shop. I think we can get away with that. Maybe this far. And then, so from there, we would have this area. This could be like a hospital or vice versa. This, you know, whatever I end up splitting it, right? The shop could be smaller. The hospital could be further or bigger. And then right here, what we'll do is I think I'm going to make this part right here. This is going to be our common room. So it's going to be right about there. All right, so both of these are going to need doors now. So we'll stick to, I think the basic door on this side is okay because prisoners are going to be walking into this is the idea. So we'll have them maybe go in like there. And then we're going to want other doors here too. So for medical, we can have this be where the door is, and then the shop door can be on this side. Now, there won't be a door to the shop on this side. So basically everyone who lives here can work here. And then this room will, you know, sell things to people who are in the canteen, essentially. We'll probably end up moving these tables and benches and stuff down a little bit just to kind of make more room for that. It does look like I didn't even line it up to where my grid is. So I will want it to move over anyway. Fell off the back. Looks like an item meant for a different facility fell off the back. I forgot about all these little random things that they do. So we have like an item here that we didn't order. It looks like it just says mysterious crate, you know? So we'll see what's inside that. But we're going to want other things too for the future. So since we have a lot of money. So brick building, we're going to put a storage area, I guess, right here. It's a pretty big area. And then we're going to have another area right here that is going to be our visitation and parole and stuff. But just trying to make sure I have enough room for what I want here. So kitchen comes out to about here. There's going to be a walking area, outdoor walking area through here. And then we can probably have, like, the staff are going to be moving through the storage area anyway. So I think this is fine. So we'll put this about here. This will be good. And then we'll split this up, you know, in whatever way feels appropriate. We'll split this up, but we'll start by just doing it down the middle for now. Okay, so research is done. We'll grab the psychologist, and that should give us access to staff morale, I thought, anyway. Let's go ahead and go to bureaucracy really quick. Health is almost done, so we'll get that very soon. Let's grab intelligence. Maybe this is what we need for that. I forget. Anyway, is intelligence there, and then we're going to go with tax relief, big tax haven stuff. That's why I'm kind of hoarding money right now. At least I'm trying to, because I want to get that tax haven pretty fast. So we're going to unlock patrols through bureaucracy. That's the next thing to get. So after intelligence, we'll get patrols. Okay, with this done, we'll need to split it up. So I'm thinking, since we can probably do shop stuff right away, so I'll hit shop. We can go with like a shop shelf here, maybe along this wall. So 1, 2, and then perhaps we put it along this wall like this, maybe 3, 4, like that. I don't think we'll need much more than that. We'll go 5, I guess. And then the shop front, we'll say is, or do we put it on the other side? We put it on this side instead. And then I think maybe we do that. We'll move them once they're in place. That'll be easier, but I think we'll just kind of line it up. So we say 1, 2, 3 off from there. So if I'm going that, I would go off of this. Yeah. 2, 3. So 1, yeah. So over here, 1, 2, 3, like this. So it ends up being about there. And again, we'll move these down to kind of make it to where it's not so crowded in this area. But this will end up just being, you know, the first place where our shops are. And we don't need to build these yet. This is, you know, maybe a little bit of a waste of money, but eventually we're going to use them anyway. And it's nice to get them now because we can start stocking the shelves quickly. There's a lot of shop goods, for example, that are going to come in. And the deliveries for those take a while. So if we can just have them now, I'd be fine with it. I may want to hire more... I may want to hire more staff, more workmen. Maybe. We'll see. And then our psychologist has his office now, so we should be able to see that stuff. Let's go to... is there anything else the warden can do other than education? Is that it? Micromanagement, I guess. Micromanagement's pretty cheap. We don't need any bank loans or anything yet. I'm trying not to take any loans. If I can avoid it, I'd like to not take any loans. But, I mean, we probably will at some point, just because mass expansion is always fun to do. But the important thing is we won't need them. So we'll put this shelf here. This shelf will move here. Yes, Chief. Cooperate with your confidential informants to unearth any corrupted guards. They will be sent to the Chief's office to share what information they have. Make sure to have CIs recruited. Yeah, I don't have any prisoners. Yeah, this is a prison with no prisoners. It's pretty much what we got right now. All right, I think it's probably time to start the show now. We're going to start bringing people in. I've let this thing go on long enough. We got the basics in place now, but we have a negative cash flow. Not great. So we need to bring people in to get that positive. So I went ahead and I've added intake here. We're going to bring in 12 total prisoners to start, and we're going to be bringing them in at 6 a.m., and this is our initial intake here is 12. I've also added this checkbox here for prisoner replacement. So if any of these guys get parole or they die or whatever, automatically we will bring in new people to replace that up to 12. Okay, that's what we're going to do now. For the extra grants, let's do visitation rights. That's a pretty easy one to do. Usually it's going to get us an extra $5,000 for now. And so we have our grants in place for the foreseeable here. So as soon as they move this shop shelf, I'm not sure why it's not happening. They should probably get on that, please. I'll put that back in the queue. We're going to also change this to be our hospital, right? So we're going to bring this in, get that built as well. And they should probably get on that pretty soon too. I think I have just I don't have enough workmen, I think is what it really is. I went ahead and fired a whole bunch of them, and now I don't have enough of them. Okay. So what we're going to want for this room here is our infirmary. Real quick, find it. Nope, that's common room. Where is it? Infirmary. Here it is. And we're going to go like that. And then all we're going to want for this is a medical bed. And we can get, I think, 2 medical beds here. Maybe, you know what? Let's try it this way, actually. I think there's more space in this direction. We'll go 1, 2, 3. Like that, I think is better. And then maybe 4, 5 with the filing cabinet. Let's do the filing cabinet in the corner by the door, and then we'll follow that up with the desk. Maybe the desk is in the back corner of the room like this or something. That makes somewhat sense. We'll put a little chair there, I suppose. And that should be it. That should be all this place needs. But we can also add other things in here too, if we feel need it. And actually, this is going to be outdoors. In this direction, it's going to be outdoors. So maybe we'll put like a little window in here so people can see in the infirmary. We're going to want metal detectors throughout this as well, so I think we'll go ahead and do that instead, and we'll make sure that that's in there too. And then of course we need to hire doctors to work in that infirmary once we do it. Over here we already knew this was going to happen, so this is going to be our storage room. So let's make sure we have storage, and I'm going to do the same thing I've done for I don't know what 8 years now, and just not be able to find where the storage room is. Is this big enough? I think I want a bigger storage room. I think we'll go about like here. I mean, I did the planning lines, but that doesn't mean I'm necessarily going to do it, because I have to know just how big visitation is really going to be. So I suppose maybe we'll get that going too, I guess. Yeah. So we can see just how big we really need visitation to be. So with visitation like this, we're going to do tables. Tables are fine. We'll go up against the wall here. I think we'll maybe space it out. Something like this. Seems good. Nice and orderly in this way. Sure. And then we could also put some maybe along the side here too. Yeah, I'm going to leave a little gap on that side, I think. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 along that side there. And obviously we'll want some metal detectors to come in on this side because this is where prisoners will come in. Our guests will come in on this side. And we'll also want to lock this down with extra fences and stuff too. So we'll have that set up as well. So for this, let's go ahead and get a fence here. And then like this to lock that side down. And then of course we're going to want doors and stuff over here. So we're going to have a visitor door on that side. We're going to have a jail door on that side. Okay. And then I think probably we'll put a fence here. Sort of like the border between the storage that we have here and the exports area here. We'll put that in there. And then I think what we'll do now is we'll just have, well, it's a visitor gate, but I feel like you need guards to let them in at this point. So I think I want to do a guard gate here maybe. This is our exports area, but we're going to shift and move the exports area, I think, indoors right here. I think that's a pretty good idea, actually. So why don't we put exports maybe right here in the storage room. It's part of storage room. So we'll get rid of this room here. So no exports there anymore. This is going to lock this area down. And then exports will be right here. We'll have another fenced in area in this side with, let's do staff gates so they can get in and out of it okay over here. Obviously, we'll have staff doors that move into storage and everything as well. So we'll have maybe that on the side over here like that. And then over by exports as well. So they're not, the doors aren't really lined up, but I don't think that matters much. And everything will work out. So visitor benches, visitor boost in here. I think this is a good space. I think we're in good shape here. So we'll go ahead and close that in with a new wall on that side. This is going to be our common room area. We'll go ahead and replace that with an actual wall. And obviously we need utilities running out this way too. So our power system comes up this way and then maybe comes across like that. And over here on this side, we want the power to run down this way. It's going to have to connect to metal detectors and everything. So it'll be along this wall. We don't need it on this wall unless there's like lights that don't light up, which it looks like from here they can light all the lights. So we're probably fine by just doing this. I believe it will probably be able to reach that light and everything. So everything should be fine there. And then that will power everything in the common room just fine. And then once we get our prisoners brought in, which we have electrical things again. So this is another thing, right? We have all the lightning and stuff is going to happen. And I don't know if we have any protection against that. We had that kind of stuff. All right. The game already gives it to me. So I'm going to have to place a little bit of lightning protection, I think, here. Just to help them when they're going in and out here. So the prisoners are at least protected on the outside. So we'll do that. And then I want to also protect them in this wide area here too. At least when they're going through all these doors. So I'm going to go at least to here. I think there's going to be a kitchen and stuff here. So it's honestly, this is probably going to be indoors. I wanted outdoor spaces though. I really wanted outdoor spaces. If I put it right up against this door, I think that'll be fine. As long as it covers the actual door. So the door would be there. So I'll put one right there. And it doesn't really cover as much as it should, as much as it will eventually. But we're essentially going to have it be like this. So the kitchen is going to be, I think, probably... This is just an estimate. The kitchen will probably end up being about like this. Okay. And then what we'll have is a workshop. And it actually may come out just a little bit more. So maybe more like this. Okay. And then our workshop will come off the end of this. And, you know, I guess I could line it up with that wall. It wasn't really well thought out, but we have that side. And then we also have another workshop on this side. Okay. So there'll be two workshops bordering a kitchen. And that's because the workshops need to export. So they're going to be closer to exports. They're on this side. And we also want to have prisoners from this side be able to get to the workshop. Prisoners from this side to be able to get to the workshop. And then we have a lot of jobs that any prisoners that are in these blocks, they can do other things. They don't need to work in workshops. So we'll kind of, I'm hoping to focus that, but I don't know if we'll be able to do it so much. I guess we'll see how we can control prisoner traffic flows and stuff to get them to work in specific areas later on. We just reached our green energy goal. our cap has now been increased to 1,000 units of power. Very nice. And we're going to start charging up the batteries once again. There we go. Be nice to have, a bit more green energy would be pretty cool to have. There's the lightning rod queued, and the other one is queued here. Hopefully nobody gets struck by lightning while we're waiting for those things to build. And then I think we'll put another one over here. This is going to be permanently outside, so I think we'll put another one out here. This seems like a decent spot, honestly. Yeah. Put a lightning rod out there. That way, anything that's happening with deliveries, anyone who's loading and unloading things, they're all protected by that lightning rod whenever that happens. And then I think maybe protecting this equipment up here would be a good idea too, but I'm down to 14k. So it's kind of not 14, LI. I have to spell it correctly, don't I? Yeah, lightning rod. I'm pretty sure I'm going to move that stuff though. I suppose maybe placing it here would cover anything as we expand that direction, but I think I'm going to wait on it. We'll take a chance for now on the storms and everything damaging people and striking people. Hopefully that doesn't happen. And then we also need to, I think we're going to make that urgent, make all these things urgent so that they do them right away. And then, deliveries is a little bit of a problem because now they can't get through this way. They should be able to get through there. Yeah, let's make that door urgent too so they can get in here. If we can get those, now these guys can go through here. Yeah, it's better. We only have 1 hour until the prisoners arrive, so we are going to need guards on staff too. Get ready to go with that. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guards for now. Should be fine. It's 2 prisoners per guard is plenty. That's a good ratio for now. I know they're medium security, but it should be good for now. And then these guys can do the job they need to do there. Foreman's calling. Congratulations on handling this calamity. You can expect a reward in the near future. Ooh, nice. That's good. Wonder what kind of a award of some kind. Oh, look at this. Is this it? Mysterious crates. I see. Okay. Now in the storage room, they're going to place everything in here, of course, right? They're going to bring all that stuff over here. And we're going to want some kind of objects. So like storage shelves and stuff. We're going to want some of these things to kind of help in storing more stuff in this room. So I think I'm going to go ahead and have maybe 3 of these like that. And then we'll go ahead and have 3 more like that. And then 3 more like that. So it'll end up being, I think, a total of 12 shelves. 3, 3, 3, 3. There we go. And prisoners are here. Now they're going to need, of course, to go through intake. Or they're going to walk themselves to intake. Well, that's fancy. I had no idea they did that. It's cool. They walk themselves into intake now. That leads me to thinking maybe our reception should be somewhere else, possibly. Also, you're going to notice this. This is new. You haven't seen this yet. So now that we have prisoners, Fog of War activates. And rather than having the fog, I have ceilings. Or the roof, basically. So what this is essentially it's going to show the roof, except if we have vision of that area. Okay, so you're going to see the fog now is going to slowly kind of go over the whole building. And so this is Fog of War. I can't see inside this building but it's going to show the roof now instead of just like this fog, right? So this vision gets revealed as people move around. It's just a different way to graphically represent the same function we had before. Hopefully that makes sense. And so as we get our guards in here, we can start to see what's going on in here. And that leads me to thinking we probably should take a look at regime first and foremost. And then we should probably also take a look at getting a security office, a proper security office set up. That is one of our grants, security procedure certification. And getting patrols and stuff is one of those. But it's not the actual full-on room. It's not part of the grant, but we should do it anyway, right? The other thing we probably should look at getting just real quick, because it can happen, is sprinklers. And I'll probably look and set those up offline between videos here. But essentially, I'm just probably going to place sprinklers throughout the canteen as we go down. Certainly in the kitchen area in case of any fires in this area. And yeah, we also need to connect these security functions here need to be connected to power right away. And yeah, start looking at maybe getting some security cameras and stuff set up and getting an actual office to combat the fog of war that we have, the roofs and stuff. We want to combat that. So anyways, I think now that we've brought people in, we have a proper storage room, visitors area is ready to go too. We are probably good to end the video. I think we're probably set up here. We're going to get a common room set up here with some basic stuff for them so they can have some fun. I'll take a look at the regime and set that up for you guys in the start of the next video. We'll see what the regime, you'll see what the regime is. And I don't think we're ready necessarily to go all ham on programs and stuff, but we're going to want to take a look at just like the general reform stuff. And I'm going to set that stuff up the way I like, and I'll walk you through the changes I've made. Through prisoners, clear for transfer stuff, all that stuff. All right. So that's going to take a little bit of time for me, and I have to go get my son. So thank you for watching. I appreciate you. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.